In 1978, President Richard Nixon released his memoirs where he made an interesting statement about the Bohemian Grove, writing, quote, "If I were to choose the speech that gave me the most pleasure and satisfaction in my political career, it would be my Lakeside speech at the Bohemian Grove in July 1967. Because this speech was off the record, it received no publicity at the time, but in many important ways, it marked the first milestone on my road to the presidency." You may be familiar with the private statement that Richard Nixon made about how gay the Bohemian Grove is. If you haven't heard that one, it's an authentic audio recording from the presidential tapes, which have been released, and you can go and hear that for yourself. Interesting. If you're not familiar with the Lakeside Talks, it's basically a daily, off-the-record talk. Here's a photograph of one where every day after lunch during the 2-week men's retreat, they have an elite insider give an insider's perspective into their area of expertise. And this photograph, along with many others, come from the Annals of the Bohemian Grove, their sort of yearbook that they're giving out to the members that occasionally have made it out to the public, including into my hands. I have been able to obtain a couple copies from a few different years, where the source of most of these photos that you see online is from the leaked Annals of the Bohemian Grove, because a lot of the members are old, they die, their families, donate their library to the, Salvation Army or some estate sales, or they're sold at estate sales, and so they make their way into the public. And over the years, many of them have, or some of them at least, have been scanned, and that's where you see many of these photographs coming from. So here is a Lakeside talk. Of course, you probably have seen some of these photographs. An interesting look into the Bohemian Grove was published back in 1974. Most people have kind of taken for granted the flow of information today, with information just a click away, although much of it is misinformation, half-truths. But back in 1974, sociologist William Domhoff published this book, a book that I own, The Bohemian Grove and Other Retreats, a study in the ruling class cohesiveness, where he explained the significance of the Lakeside Talks. Isn't it interesting that they say it's just a party? Oh, it's just no big deal. It's weaving spiders come not here, they say, is their motto, which they claim means that this isn't a place for work. Oh, it's not a place for work at all. It's just, just have private off-the-record meetings that launched the career of Richard Nixon, right? Oh, nothing to see here. Move along. In the Annals of the Bohemian Grove, this photograph is found. This is, of course, on the left, a young George W. Bush, photographed in 1995, I think, 1995, 1996. Next to his father, at the podium there, giving a Lakeside talk, where it was reported that President Bush, 41, the elder, said that someday his son would make a great president. Oh, that's right, yeah. Here's another picture from the Annals, which is shows Jimmy Carter there, right? Another one showing Richard Nixon right there, older Richard Nixon. So again, this one in 1967, here on the right, launching and coordinating his political career along with Ronald Reagan. And then later on, after his presidency, hanging out in the club, just having a good old party. There he is. No seated president, by the way, goes to the Bohemian Grove because their record is just too tight, so they would be exposed. But before they go into the presidency, they go there and hobnob. And that's why it's important to actually study and read books like this one, The Bohemian Grove and Other Retreats, a study in ruling class cohesiveness, because that's what it is. It's just a place to rub elbows with the elite Illuminati. And many people have such a limited understanding of the Grove. It's fractionalized into 120, 124 different camps. Each camp has between a dozen and 100 different men. And the camps are organized with men in the same field. So you have some camps that have media moguls in it. Some camps have former presidents. Some camps are made up of military contractors. And so while, some of the camps may be just, innocent, wealthy men, which have heard about the club being a nice rich men's club where they can go and meet and rub elbows with the elite. Certain camps have most likely perpetuated some of the just most sinister, quote, conspiracy theories coming out of the Grove. I don't even like to talk about them. They're so horrific. Just go and check out the stories of the Franklin cover-up by Senator John DeCamp. And you can read or hear about what he has to say went on in the Grove, at least back in the 1980s, which most likely, in my opinion, was true. Perhaps a small number of Grovers, one of the camps, or a couple of the more sinister, dark, black magic practicing camps. But interesting, again, how the memoirs of Richard Nixon reveal that it was the path, the milestone, in his own words, to the presidency. Well, I thought it's just a vacation spot. No, I guess it's just a bunch of liars, really. I mean, what else can you expect from a bunch of guys to kick off their 2-week party with a human sacrifice type of ritual here? Another picture that came from the Annals of the Bohemian Grove. So, just a couple pieces of the puzzle for you there. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new. Check out some of the previous videos and the playlists. You can check out my book, The Illuminati, Facts and Fiction. It's not available in stores, but it is in paperback on Amazon.com. You want to get yourself up to speed. A lot more packed and detailed information in there than I can articulate verbally off the top of my head in a video. So thanks again for watching. Stay tuned. There's more videos coming soon.